At the beginning of the story, we are shown two buses going down the road. These buses are filled with a lot of female students, all on their way to class. Among them was a girl named Mitsuko, who looked very cute. She was writing something in her notebook when her friends started telling her, "Do you always keep writing? What will you even get by making notes like this? Look around, everyone is enjoying themselves. Why don't you?" Saying this, her friend snatched her notebook, and her pen fell down. As she bent down to pick up her pen, suddenly we see something rushing in at high speed and cutting both buses in half along with all the girls inside. Because of this, all the girls were sliced into two pieces. As soon as Mitsuko raised her head, she was shocked to see what had happened. She had survived only because she was bent down to pick up her pen. Seeing this, she became terrified and ran out of the bus. Here, we learn that the thing that cut everyone in half was nothing but the wind itself, which was slicing through people. Now that same wind started chasing Mitsuko. Seeing this, Mitsuko screamed and ran as fast as she could. While running, she saw 4 girls ahead and told them to duck, but it was already too late. The wind sliced them in half as well. Mitsuko had managed to save one of the girls, but just then, they saw a group of girls riding bicycles. Mitsuko tried to save them too, but the wind did the same thing to them as it had done to her classmates. And during this, the girl Mitsuko had just saved was also killed. Seeing this, Mitsuko was horrified and started running around in panic. Later, Mitsuko reached a river and was shocked to see many dead bodies already lying there, all cut up by the invisible wind. She took some clothes off one of the dead bodies and changed. In the next scene, Mitsuko, while walking, reached a school where there were many more female students. Their uniforms were very different from Mitsuko's, which meant she didn't belong to that school. Just then, a girl came up to Mitsuko and asked how she was. This girl was actually her best friend. But Mitsuko asked her, "Are you really my best friend?" Because she couldn't understand what was happening to her. She was in complete shock. Here we also learn that Mitsuko and her best friend loved each other deeply. Suddenly, strong wind blew again, and Mitsuko, frightened, ran inside the building. Her best friend couldn't understand what was going on and asked Mitsuko, "Why are you shaking so much? Why are you so scared? What happened to you?" Mitsuko then told her best friend everything about how a gust of wind had come and sliced all her schoolmates in half. Hearing this, her friend took her near a window, stuck her hand outside, and said, "Look, it's just wind, nothing else." This gave Mitsuko some relief, and she started feeling like maybe it was just a dream. After that, Mitsuko's best friend brought 2 more of her friends and planned to lock the class. As the 4 of them were about to leave, their teacher appeared and saw them. But the 4 girls ran away. They ran until they reached a lake. There, Mitsuko's best friend told the other 2 friends about her dream. One of the girls said, "Maybe it's true, like a mirror world, where everything is opposite of this world." Saying this, she threw a stone into the lake and said, "Look, I threw a stone here, but in the other world maybe I didn't." Suddenly, a crocodile came out of the lake and ate one of the girls. Then she said, "See, I told you. What happens in this world doesn't happen in that world." That crocodile ate her in the other world, but here she is safe. By the lake, they also found a bed. The 4 of them picked up pillows from the bed and started playing. Just then, they saw 2 girls watching them from a distance. One of them was dressed as a bride, because the 2 of them had married each other. Then one of Mitsuko's friends said, "We have to do something that's impossible in that world, because our fate has already been written, but we can change it." After this, all the girls returned to their school and went to attend the next lecture. As Mitsuko saw a pillow lying near her, she bent down to pick it up. Just then, her teacher pulled out a gun and started firing at the entire class. When Mitsuko picked up the pillow and looked up, all the girls in the class were already dead. Once again, she had survived, just like before. Her teacher came to her and said, "How dare you try to lock this class? Your death is also certain." At that moment, 2 girls appeared, rescued Mitsuko, and tried to escape. But another teacher showed up and killed those 2 girls. Mitsuko, along with the surviving students, ran outside, but the teachers opened fire on them. As the girls rushed out, the wind sliced them all once again. Mitsuko was left alone again. She ran through the crowd and eventually reached a police station, where she started telling everything. After listening, the female officer told her, "But you're not even wearing school clothes." When the officer placed a mirror in front of her, Mitsuko saw that her appearance had completely changed, and people were calling her by another name, not Mitsuko. Here, we learned that she was about to get married. The officer took her to her wedding. Everyone around congratulated her. When they reached the church, Mitsuko's best friend was also there. Mitsuko asked her, "What is happening to me?" Her friend told her, "Stay quiet. We're under someone's control. Just do as I say." Saying this, she dressed Mitsuko in a wedding gown and told her to proceed. As Mitsuko walked forward for her ceremony, all the girls there began mocking her. Seeing this, her best friend started killing them one by one. Then Mitsuko moved toward the altar, but instead of a groom, there was a coffin. When the coffin was opened, a giant pig came out. Terrified, Mitsuko attacked it with a broken bottle. She and her best friend then escaped the church. At the gate, two girls tried to stop them, but Mitsuko's best friend killed them, and they fled. Mitsuko kept running, now certain that something was terribly wrong. Later, she saw another mirror and realized she had transformed again. She was now in a race, and some girls told her, "You're a great racer. Why are you standing still? Run!" As she started running, she felt a surge of energy and tried her best to win. While running, she saw her dead friends from school. Then her best friend appeared again. Both of them noticed that the same pig and the women from the church were chasing them. While running, some girls told Mitsuko, "Leave this world." Mitsuko kept running until she reached a dark, deserted place. There she found some students in uniform who told her, "We are all dead, and we will kill you too." Just then, Mitsuko's best friend appeared, killed that girl, and dragged Mitsuko away. She told Mitsuko to call her name loudly, which Mitsuko did. At that moment, Mitsuko returned to her true form. Her best friend then showed her hand and said, "Please pull out the wire attached to me so I can leave this world." Mitsuko was scared, thinking she might die if she pulled it. But because Mitsuko loved her best friend deeply, she didn't want to do it. After being forced, Mitsuko finally pulled the wire. Her best friend's body split into two, and just then, a gate appeared. When Mitsuko went through it, she found herself in the world of men. She even saw her posters there, which some boys were looking at. One boy came up to her and said, "You are in the future." Hearing this, she fainted. After some time, she woke up and walked further, where she saw an old man playing a video game. On the screen, Mitsuko saw herself as a character in that game. The old man said, "I created this game. I'm the one controlling you. You died a long time ago, but I took your DNA and recreated you." Hearing this, Mitsuko realized she was in a game and thought maybe she could still return to her real world. Just then, another man appeared and called Mitsuko toward him. The old man told her to complete her final level. As she moved forward, Mitsuko remembered her best friend's words, "If you do something impossible in this world, you will escape." So Mitsuko grabbed the man's throat and shouted, "Stop playing with us." Then she picked up the old man's cane and stabbed herself in the stomach, killing herself. The old man never imagined Mitsuko would do such a thing. With this, her destiny completely changed. She died in the game world, but she was still alive in the real world. Later, we also see that the other characters of Mitsuko also killed themselves in different ways, so they were no longer part of the game. In the final scene, Mitsuko is shown lying in a snowy place. She had finally returned to the real world. And with that, this mind-bending story comes to an end. For more such movie explanations, don't forget to subscribe and type more in the comments. Thanks for watching.